What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Cam Reviews. Cam stands for Cheap Ass Movies. I'm your host, Warren, with our reviews done by Lizzie, Sean,
Master,
and Nathan.
Hi!
This week we're going to be reviewing Naked Lunch. It is directed by David Cronenberg. This movie is based off of William S. Burroughs' hallucinatory unfilmable novel. Well, I'm holding a film right now, so it's clearly not unfilmable. I assume that it was pretty difficult, though. It's about a part-time exterminator and full-time drug addict Bill Lee, who is played by Peter Weller, pursuing a mysterious project that leads him to confront sinister cabals and giant talking bugs. The cover you see is the guy with the typewriter for a head, so this is probably a pretty spacey movie. Made in 1991, I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but whatever. Let's just get our first impressions.
Naked Lunch. Awesome, trippy, crazy movie. It's based on a book by William Burroughs, who apparently the book was said to be unmakeable into a movie. It's so sporadic and all over the place the way that it's told. It was said to be impossible to be made into a movie. So of course Cronenberg, I'm David Cronenberg, I'm gonna do this shit. So he does it, and it's awesome, and it's trippy, and if you look at the cover,
This just gives an impression of what we're getting ourselves into. The guy with the typewriter for a mask, kind of we get the feeling of just disturbing imagery, interesting stuff, and there's a whole book on the inside. There's all this information about how this is obviously drug-induced and pretty awesome and cool.
and awesome, and I'm really excited, obviously. So let's just watch the movie.
Naked Lunch. The Criterion Collection, or at least that's what this DVD cover says. I don't know if that's anything extra special or awesome, except for the fact that this movie is probably gonna make us trip nuts without any drugs that I know I took. So, this movie is gonna be the biggest enigma, I guess is the best word to put it, because there's no words to really describe it. I'm gonna do exactly what the cover tells me to do, is to exterminate all rational thought. So, that's what I'm gonna do to enjoy Naked Lunch.
Naked Lunch!
So, dude, with typewriter face, I'm already confused. That's what I got. It's confusion all the way around. Roaches. I don't like bugs at all. I want them to die painfully. So I hope that happens in this movie. From what everyone else is saying, it's supposed to be like a giant trip. So I'm expecting something like Scott Pilgrim, because I remember when I saw that movie, it was like I was on drugs, but I've never taken drugs, so I don't know. Let's watch the movie.
Oh my gosh, that's messed up.
So wait, so she's not trying to make her boobs
She's
bigger?
just like addicted to the roach.
Yep, she's addicted to the roach powder.
How do you come to that? Roach powder, I wonder. Inject it into myself and see what
How
it
do you
does.
think like heroin and everything else works?
Well, sure, but it's roach powder. You think that's not gonna do anything?
Yeah,
I
you guys,
hate bugs.
you guys ready for this? You hate bugs?
I hate bugs.
Oh, it's perfect.
Oh, I hate bugs. Nathan, no.
I don't really hate bugs.
You've been
I
having
just
trouble sleeping?
don't like big ones.
Is this gonna make it worse?
Probably.
Oh god. I hate centipedes more than any other bug.
What?
No.
Yeah. Just the image of a centipede is...
God, Nathan, this
They're long, giant...
is possible before you.
The author actually killed his wife and went to
and went to India, right?
Wow.
And wrote this book and
So then supposedly this is like the story of his life, as he remembered it through the drug phase.
yes,
Right.
exactly.
That's
exactly.
pretty trippy.
Yeah.
Ah! Ah! Kill it! Kill
Speak
it!
to it. Speak to it.
Kill it!
Breathe on it.
Smoke it.
Ah!
Jesus.
Oh, God.
Look at all the
Oh my
It's
gosh!
just flopping all over the place.
Oh, I can't. Oh my gosh!
Oh God.
Oh, he's breathing.
Called it.
He did.
Kill it!
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Anything the matter?
Oh, it's centipede rape.
The worst impression of a blowjob ever.
It just ends like that? No, can he doesn't come at the whole thing? He was probably tripping the whole movie.
Yep.
The whole movie!
He's not even an exterminator.
Probably not. Buy, rent, pass. Lizzie, buy, rent, or pass.
Okay. It's one of those movies that I don't feel right about suggesting to everyone.
Meh.
You kind of have to be prepared for it, and there's some really
How do you
intense imagery and some intense dialogue and everything that
Definitely accidentally suggest this to the wrong person.
you can absolutely suggest this to the wrong person.
This is a movie that you investigate.
It's really hard for me because like I obviously bought it. I bought the special edition. So like, you know, obviously like I would buy it, but like if you're prepared for it, watch it. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard. I don't want to suggest it to people, so like I don't really know which of those three categories to say as my stamp.
From what I'm hearing from what you're saying, it sounds more like a rent.
A rent?
Highly caution.
Investigate it.
Yeah, read about it. I'm sure there's
Yeah.
a lot about it online. It's very like kind of underground cult following, type of movie. Which obviously we're like, oh, you could write so much about this. I'm sure there's tons and tons online that you could read about it. So check it out and then rent it if you feel comfortable with watching it.
Sean?
I would definitely go with the renting it myself. I personally own it as well. I love this movie, but only because I would like to consider myself at one point in time to do writing things or be involved in the writing process. Mm-hmm. And if you feel creative in those ways, then this is a great movie. This is a good movie to play around with that intrigue and those ideas. You know, obviously there's a lot of caution when it comes into for some heavy themes and heavy graphic imagery that we're not really used to, because it doesn't tell you instantly that this is an alien-style horror movie or anything like that. This kind of just throws you to the wind of its non-reality. You got to be kind of ready for it. So if you are interested in becoming a writer or a journalist or anything relative towards that, then you've got to investigate this movie in that same regard as you would a story, and then break it down, and you'll enjoy yourself, I feel.
Nathan?
So before I give my answer on it, I just kind of want to touch on what you were saying, Sean. Interesting movie, to say the least, especially if you've got the writing bugs. Yeah, it
Even if you're into
wow.
Philosophy. If you love falafels.
Why is there always at least one word that I just can't say?
Falafels.
Even if you're into philosophy. Wow. Yeah, I like even with the whole social keep going.
I like how it just all went silent for a second.
I have problems with words.
I kind of feel like I walked into it very much unprepared. Kind of similar to when we did Evil Dead. You have to prepare yourself for the movie, but Evil Dead doesn't even really come close.
Yeah. Just to interject real fast, like how 90% of female audiences left after the tree rape scene in Evil Dead, this is just 90% of viewers.
Mostly because I was unprepared. I feel like if I was prepared better, if I figure out more what this movie was about, I was told that it was a trip movie. But that was pretty much it. So I wasn't really sure what to expect. I mean, in the first impressions, I said that I hope it's like Scott Pilgrim.
I know, Sean, they were like, oh my god.
Nothing like Scott Pilgrim.
If Scott Pilgrim's a good trip, Nathan just had some bad LSD. Don't take the brown acid.
It won't kill you.
Not the ground up centipede.
The brown acid is not poison. The brown acid is not poison. Everyone who took the brown acid, separate and just go over to the panic areas. You're not dead. Thank you. That's a real announcement from Woodstock.
I would definitely say...
It's hard.
Now I can't even say definitely.
I know that, like, for instance, like my sister, I would never suggest this to my sister, and she wouldn't even be interested in watching it because, like, that kind of thing doesn't really engage everyone in that certain way, and not in any judgmental way, like I'm better than them for understanding this. No, not at all.
We don't really understand it.
It just engages, it triggers your mind in a certain way that certain people can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I got an idea of how I'm gonna handle this. Okay, watch the first half hour. If by the first half hour you're still engaged in watching it, continue watching. So definitely a Rent. But if by the first half hour you are completely turned off, just turn it off. Just turn it off. Turn it off because it just gets seriously. Turn it off. Turn it off. Because it just gets worse. That's what I say. It escalates and it doesn't give you that release at the end. It doesn't give you the release at the end. Oh my gosh.
Well,
what did I just watch?
This was Warren's first time watching it too, so I mean, like, I don't know if you want to edit anything. I'm just kind of interested to hear what you have to say
I want to hear what you have to say, Warren.
Yeah.
I would, like you, say it's not for everyone. It definitely has some scenes that other people are going to be able to handle more than others. But
I could barely handle the centipede on the wall, for crying out loud. A normal centipede!
We almost lost you at that.
Almost. I was about to throw up almost.
I would say Rent. Because there are a lot of interesting conversations in here that I think everyone needs to hear. They're very good, very deep, makes you think, makes you wonder, and it is kind of inspiring, Nathan. It kind of made me want to go into writing.
I thought you were gonna say go do drugs
and use a bug
made me want to
typewriter.
think deeper,
Yeah.
more philosophically.
Find the book.
In the book.
The book is even harder to follow than the movie, though.
It is.
I don't know where I am.
It's a pretty. We have the paperback. It's like that thick. It's pretty like normal looking book until you open it.
Normal.
All right. Anyway, so that was. We all said Rent.
Yeah.
Or research that.
I don't want to watch Rent.
We either said
Neither do I.
we either said Rent or do research then Rent.
AIDS. That's
or
an AIDS
watch the
movie.
first half an hour. Like if you're like shaking and holding yourself after a half an hour, you really need to turn it off.
You might just be doing that because you're turned on. So.
I hope not. Oh, please, I hope
What the
not.
hell is wrong with you?
It's a sexy movie. Parts of it. Watch and find out.
Oh my god.
Pretty erotic.
Are you gay? I mean, like that was like most of the sexual conversations were.
Not at all.
So that was our review of Naked Lunch. We gave it 3 rents. My opinion, I would also give it a rent too. It's kind of a difficult one for us to decide. Mainly we decided, yes, you should rent it, but it's not for everyone. Nathan, we all discussed and said that you should watch at least maybe the first half an hour of it, and if you'll know in the first half an hour if you'll be able to sit through all of it or not. Definitely not for everybody. Definitely not for everyone. Some pretty rough scenes there, but some pretty good conversations as well. Anyway, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again next week. Bye. Right, before you go, if you want to check out last week's video, just click right over there. If you want to check out next week's video when it comes out, just click right over there. Please subscribe, we'd really appreciate it, and please like, that'd be great too. See ya.